Hey guys, Jack Sasha here. I just wanted to quickly talk about my opinions on update 7.9 and what it has to offer. Um, so first of all, they're adding a new tutorial for the players that have just begun to try out different what's it called? To try out different things that they might not experience early on, and to help them understand certain things. I'll read it out. We reworked the tutorial. From now on, newly minted commanders won't be sent to the proving grounds. Instead, they'll be find themselves on 5v5 battles on the mines map. The first battles will be accompanied by hints depending on the situation. For example, enable aiming mode in case of a miss or target grey parts. In case of a non-penetrating hit. Okay, so from the sounds of it, basically they might pause time and just teach you the kind of how it works. First tank that a newcomer will take into battle will be one of three famous combat vehicles: the Tiger, the T-3485, or the Sherman. Moreover, the number of bots will gradually decrease. So originally, you'll probably start in like a 5v5 with you and 4 bots against one other guy and 4 bots kind of thing. So it's basically gradual progression early on, just teaching you the basics, not teaching you, and they're putting you in tier 6 vehicles, which I do like, simply because low tiers do not represent high tiers whatsoever. In my opinion, there just seems some kind of disparity. Though from the stats I've seen on these tutorial tanks, it's gonna be a little bit off because for some reason the Tiger is much higher alpha than it should be. T-34 or the Sherman was less than it should be, but kind of thing. It doesn't represent the tanks in the tech trees like it does in the tutorial, so it's a little bit off from the video they provided us a little while back. And in my opinion, do I think it's going to make a difference? I think it's actually going to be quite minor because of how kind of short the period is. They don't go into anything advanced that I know of. I'm not going to be making a new account for it. If I make a new account, it might be in the future for other reasons, but not for the tutorial. Second of all, I don't think they've added a feature where you can go back to a tutorial to get the feel of how the tutorial is, so that is a little bit disappointing in my opinion. I think for newcomers or players that are coming back to the game should get the tutorial, because some players might get rusty or might might have started the game all those years ago, but are wanting to return, and when they return, they're potato because they return to an account with, say, like tier 4s, 5s, 6s even, because they quit around that tier, because that's the most common tier that is quit, is those tiers. So I feel like giving an option to be able to, even if it was just completely against bots, to do the tutorial, like redo the tutorial, it would be good. Updated mines. It now has its own special atmosphere with added effects, actions, and indestructible structures outside the playable part of the map, and improved terrain textures. Now there are planes flying in the sky and warships fighting in the sea. Every new player's first 3 battles will happen on mines. Oh. Every new player's first 3 battles will happen on mines. Oh, that's for like the tutorial, yeah. Well, the map will remain available for battles of all tiers. I 100% disagree with that. I still think mines should be taken out of tier 9 and 10 for sure. Because there's been only visual changes, no technical changes. And the biggest argument that I've noticed on, or one of the biggest, on the official Wargaming Discord was constantly when mines is brought up, they kind of shrug it off like, nah, statistically it's showing it's good. They're saying it's statistically showing good overall for, what's it called, for all tiers. But they should be looking more into tier 9 and 10, in my personal opinion. But yeah, basically I think it should be reworked and that kind of thing. Mirage and Lost Temple are being reworked and will be temporarily unavailable in the game. They return with improvements to visuals and gameplay, that's the important part. Both maps will be made available for tiers, while Mirage will receive a version of Supremacy. So, in my opinion, I completely understand the Lost Temple and Mirage thing, because right now, Mirage and Lost Temple feel like low to mid-tier maps. And, like, one issue with Lost Temple is you normally you don't go Temple, or else you're going to have a tough time. And it just seems, I don't believe it's been unbalanced. Unless one team goes one flank and the other team decides to go the other flank, then I believe, from my experiences, the non-Temple route has had a stronger kind of push. But that's only because teams decide to go specific ways, kind of thing. And to be honest, I don't understand why the Lost Temple is being fully reworked, but I do understand Mirage because of how small it is, and it can still appear in some high tier matches. It's not. I don't believe it's in tier 7 or above though. So, or maybe even tier. Nah, actually, it might be. I almost never saw the map anyways in high tiers, but I think I remember it a few times. But if they want to rework it for like high tiers as well, they got to like definitely change it. Medium flank is like very, very short. So for higher tiers, that's kind of dangerous to go to. That's why you notice a lot more people in mid tier on that map go middle and left side, while in low tiers, a lot more people go to the beach area. Personally, I never saw too much of an issue with those two maps, but yeah. Colorblind mode was added to the graphics settings for those who see the world just a bit differently. It changes the colors of important elements in battles so the player with colorblindness, such as deuteronomy, protanopia, and deuteranopia, can distinguish them. This may affect game performance on some mobile devices. Now, one thing I'm not the most happy with is why don't they allow to customize both teams in whatever color they choose? I don't think it would be the hardest thing to do, personally. And I mean, like, to be honest, it's partially Wargaming's fault for doing the whole green-red setup. Green and red is a common color blindness issue. So them going green-blue, sure, that's good and all, but there is still definitely colorblind things between green and blue. The best kind of combination is actually red-blue, which you do see as tournament colors when you're spectating a tournament. You see blue-red, which personally I think that would be better. But I mean, technically, if you've got green-blue color blindness, you can just go to green-red. And if you got green-red color blindness, you can just go to green-blue, which that, in my opinion, is fine. I feel like even if they just opened the option up for red-blue, that would be cool as well. But it would be very cool if they allowed us to customize what color our teammates are, kind of thing. But, oh well, the world moves on. I'm definitely going to be testing colorblind mode because the blue looks actually kind of cool and quite exciting. But for those who might say, oh yeah, but colorblind mode will be hard to implement with all the colors. No, you just have to change the palettes. So whatever's red on the enemy team, if you switch to, say, gold for whatever reason, everything that was red is now gold. So even like consumables and that kind of thing. That could be cool, but I don't know. Order in the storage. It's time for spring cleaning. All recesses are now carefully divided among 4 tabs rather than 3. Certificates, parents, boosters, and other. What's more we got rid of excessive tapping to remove the red dots from new items, and you only need to scroll down the screen. Red dots will also be removed from accumulative avatars. Wait, only accumulative? And they will only appear on the latest avatar in the chain. Okay, that's one thing I'm not happy about, simply because the red dots for every avatar you get from crates are still gonna be there. And like, nobody wants to just keep going in the inventory or avatar section just to clear that annoying damn dot. Also, there's no mentions of the missions tab red dot being moved for battle passes. That one mission where you don't, if you're free to play or don't buy battle passes, you'll know this. Basically, if you complete the special battle pass mission, you have a red dot in your mission tab, and it says 1, and it triggers the shit out of me in my free to play. And I'm sure for all the people that don't get the battle pass, it will trigger you guys too. Basically, it's a red dot that stays there until the battle pass is over, and it is so bad, in my opinion. That should have been changed a long time ago, but apparently not. To remove the new items, you only need to scroll down the screen. I do like that. It's simple function, and pretty good. And yeah, looking at this kind of video, it seems what something looks kind of new, but nothing special. I don't know what those golden things are. Probably the E75 TS event tokens, but that doesn't make sense because it's separate from other, when it shouldn't be. I'm gonna have a lot of I've got a lot of things in my storage, so it's still probably gonna be messy for me, but I'm fine with that. Okay, news for the Eggplant Z100. They make this sound like it's crazy, but nope, it just gets a legendary camo and an attachment. I mean, for those who love the 100 Eggplant Z100, that's going to be great for you. But it's also going to be very expensive gold-wise, because most tier 10 attachments cost around 2,000 to 4,000 gold. I must admit the new ones have been costing cheaper, but they've still got like the T57 Heavy, which gets a few fire extinguishers and a few, like, I think roll-up mats or whatever they're called. Still for 4,000 gold, which in my opinion is crazy. Like, the cheap one I can think of is the WZ Bunker, or that's the nickname I give it, sorry. The WZ TD Tier 10. That has a bike attachment, and that's only like 2,000 gold. But either way, with the camo and the attachment, it's probably going to cost around 4,000 to 6,000 gold, which just for a few customizations seems a bit expensive and a bit excessive. Controller support, yay for those who want to play with controller. Currently only works on iOS, Android, and Windows 10. It doesn't even work on the Steam edition. Nice. Okay, so, well, Steam players, you still don't get your controller support, but oh well. Not that you, like, oh, come on, PC OP. Small changes have been made to the constructor T-54-100 receiving armor improvement under the turret. Previously, it would be easily penetrated by HE. Okay, I do like that. Ammo capacity increased from 65 to 70, and 45 to 80, 48 for the Crusader and T-54E1. Really? Was that really an issue? Whenever I played these two tanks, I never really had shell issues. I mean, now that the Crusader's an ore loader, sure, I understand, but only 5 shells seems a little bit underdoing it then, if that's the case. And only 3 for the 10-9? That's like 900 alpha extra. And, hello? Why is this not getting an ammo increase? This one probably needs it the most out of these 3 tanks. The T-54-100 only has, what, 30 shells? So you're very limited. Like, super limited at in this tank. I feel like this needs a change, but whatever. They're working it, and that's all. Improvements, container info screens were reworked. Oh yeah, I saw the little video on it. Basically, it shows you in picture form what you're gonna get in those crates. Kind of useless in my opinion, because the best rewards are so rare you almost never see them. Like, I run a Discord and a Twitch stream, and with all the people that watch me, I've only heard of a few of them that have actually gotten a decent tank from those bloody crates, or those daily and weekly crates. They're shit, like it's just super rare. So like having that is just a minor thing. It's like a waste of time in my opinion. Android, occasionally after viewing results, the user will see a dialogue offering the user to evaluate the technical quality of the battle and indicates existing problems, lag, low FPS, etc. Also, to solve potential connection quality issues, the game will send a one-time request for data regarding device geolocation. Occasionally after viewing battle. Oh, okay. So this is for Android only. So they're having obviously lag issues with Android devices if they're wanting to know your issues. And this, I don't understand that fully, but okay. Sounds of switching shells during battles. During battle and tanks exploding in aiming mode were adjusted. I did notice an issue that recently, and maybe the last 1 or 2 updates. Occasionally when you kill a tank, no explosion happens whatsoever. But it's not in aiming mode. It's normally outside of aiming mode. So they're saying this is in aiming mode was adjusted. So outside is probably still going to be an issue, to be honest. Because one thing I noticed is like occasionally when I die, when I'm not in aiming mode, I just don't have an explosion sound when I die, or the enemy doesn't have an explosion sound. It's just like you go into an instant dead corpse and just no full explosion or anything. I don't understand that issue, but whatever this is, sure. Various screens, descriptions, and notifications were improved. They don't really go into detail for that. General bugs and client crashes were fixed. Anything that can fix issues like that are appreciated. But that's it. We didn't get much content. We got free tank changes. We got a cool camo and attachment for the Eggplant Z100, which is cool and all. Slight storage thing that a lot of players wouldn't probably actually have much of an issue with, but I mean, I will definitely check it out on stream when the update comes out later today. Colorblind mode, I'm going to be trying it out, seeing how it goes, because I have a preference over red compared to blue, but I mean, it's something new. And I think a lot of players are going to be trying it out because it will look cool, because we're so used to red that something new like blue could be really cool. And in fact, it could even be beneficial simply because blue might be easier to see with the color, the armor highlights, where, you know, sometimes you see barely red, but your eyes sometimes think, is that red or is that could be the camo? The blue is much more clear, in my opinion, from what I've seen. So it's kind of exciting to see. This option may affect game performance on some mobile devices. That's interesting to me, that simply changing the color from red to blue could affect performance. And that's a little bit confusing why that would be the case, but yeah. But overall, it's just a new revamped tutorial. Mine's looks a little bit better, I guess, but like performance-wise, or sorry, gameplays-wise, not a single change has been made. Maybe except for what they mentioned, like indestructible structures outside the playable area. So if somebody's in a game mode and gets outside the outside of the gameplay area, they can land on buildings now. Cool beans. And yeah, I feel like with how lackluster this update is, losing 2 maps as well is going to be... It's just going to feel kind of... It's, in my opinion, this update is more removing than adding. Well, I mean, there's obviously a lot of new things added, but losing 2 of the maps is a major deal. So, like, to be honest, I would have asked them to either add a new map or add something major if alongside removing 2 maps, rather than putting it in this lackluster update, because now it's just gonna feel like you did shit all for this update, because frankly there isn't that much. Though in saying that, this is update 7.9, and I've heard big things from update 8.0, but I'm not gonna get into it because I can't. But yeah, The 8.0, I believe, is going to be a very big update, so that's going to be exciting. Normally the big 0.0 updates for a lot of games, not just Blitz, but a lot of games are normally are really cool. So this should be exciting. One thing I'm not sure about... No, this is mine, never mind. Okay, I saw this kind of thumbnail, and I thought this was on not Alpenstadt, on Yukon. From the kind of coloring, but no, this is mines from the planes and the kind of background here. So no. So the tutorial tanks are only in mines. Just another note. But yeah. Okie dokie. And yeah, I think that would be it. Not much to say other than that. But yeah, I kind of wish there was a bit more, but hey, that's just gonna make us more and more excited for our next update 8.0, which they have confirmed the Yo tanks are coming in out in 8.0. And I can say that because it was announced. But yeah. So they said not this update but the next update, which is not 7.9 but 8.0. So that's pretty cool. So not only are we getting the Yo tanks in 8.0, but from what I've heard, there could be something else that is pretty big coming along. So yeah, stay tuned to that. And yeah, I don't do this normally, but if you want to subscribe, just subscribe. It's free. And yeah, I like doing these little news things occasionally. I must admit, I'm very chaotic, and I don't edit on my YouTube channels. I would completely understand if you didn't want to, but hey, it helps me out. So anyways, appreciate you watching me. Peace and goodbye.